Hey guys and ladies, this is Mike coming at you from Julie Flynn's Strong channel. I think most of you know who I am by now. Um, I'm trying out a different camera and I apologize because this light is brutal. It doesn't have its own light source. And if any of you know anything about cameras or film these days, you need lots of light and good sound. So I hope the sound is very sufficient. Let me know in the comments below. If it looks sharp, if it sounds okay, let me know. Be honest. Okay, be nice, be honest. So anyway, yeah, this week's been rough. I with Julie, my wife, if you don't know, had suffered for about 15, 16 months of stage 4 colon cancer. She, like a champion, fought the good fight, and she did chemotherapy and had the colostomy bag permanent, unfortunately. Um, she she fought hard, you know. Um, she's a trooper and she loved her boys, so that's why she wanted to do that, to see if that would extend her life. It was a shock to us. October 17th, technically, but when I got here, I think it was October 20th is when we found out she's officially stage 4. She had no idea when she was admitted when we lived in Melbourne, Florida, that she had stage 4 colon cancer. And it was attached to her aorta, so they couldn't do surgery, if any of you are wondering. Um, so, otherwise, she definitely would have, obviously. Um, so, it's just been, obviously a rough year for the kids. We moved. We're in Illinois. We might be moving again. We'll see. Don't have to. I'm going to do what's best for me and the kids, of course, um, and go from there. So, but if we do move, it would be back to home, and that's Bay City, Michigan. So, too much familiarity there. Too many acquaintances that are very dear to us. Not deep friends, but people that do mean a lot to us. I'm sure the kids will bump into a lot of kids they knew growing up. But so we'll see. The kids like it here where we're at, but they're not. It's been only a few months, so it's hard to love it, right? So they're not against moving up north. Um, they're good either way. What would suck would be moving away from Uncle Mark, who they adore, and their Grammy and their Papa, who they equally adore. Just amazing people, and it's Julie's family. So if we don't move, then obviously that's a great aspect of being here. Have not found a church that we feel connected at all. It's been a huge disappointment. Doesn't mean there's not good people. It doesn't mean that there's not good churches here. But church is a very intimate setting, and everyone has their own. I hate to say it. What do you call it? Not preferences, because it's not about that. It's not about that. But anyway, it's just really infinitely harder than I ever expected to find a decent church. Because me getting plugged into a church is not hard to do. I'm a pretty outgoing guy, so prayers for that would be great. So as you know, some of you know, Gabe just turned 15. Had a very good birthday. Grammy loved him up, and Grandpa they took us out to Buffalo Wild Wings with Uncle Mark, and that was one of Gabe's birthday dinner requests, and everyone loved it. So that was huge. I can't begin to express how huge that was, to be honest. And everyone had a great time, and Gabe felt very loved that day. He really did. And me and him went shopping the next day. The next day was payday. So the next day, Gabe and I went to Walmart, and he got a few things he wanted, and he was tickled. He was a pretty happy boy. So that made me very happy for him. Grant's next. Grant is right before election day, like a day or two, like right before election day. So I put a tiny bit of money aside for him, for Dad and him to have a special afternoon together. And we'll be going to Grammy and Papa's house again for a nice meal. They're going to cook for him, one of his favorite meals. Grant's a big boy. Grant doesn't say no to too much food, but he requested steaks and mashed potatoes and a special dessert. And he's going to bring his guitar and play with his uncle, and his cousin Jack will be there, which is awesome. And they're going to strum along and have some really, I hope, some awesome little memories. Nothing fancy, but it's those little get-togethers that just matter the most, I think. And so did Julie, by the way. Julie loved that kind of stuff. So again, I'm just messing around with the lighting. Don't mind me. I'm using my iPhone for extra light. I've got a lamp to my left and a small one right there, which doesn't do much. But anyway, just giving you a rundown, kind of an update on the kids, because that's what matters most. I've been looking into counseling. I did intake. I messed up this week. I was supposed to go Monday, and I dropped the ball. I didn't get to it. I was wasn't so that it was so much emotional, but it was a part of that more than I thought it would be. Not wanting to deal with it kind of just yet, maybe. And then I was upset with myself and angry because you don't miss an appointment. You know what I mean? You don't, whatever. And then I said to myself, have some grace. Be gracious to yourself. Maybe next week you can go, or next month, right? So I think there's some value in that grief counseling, that healthy counselor system. Some of it I don't trust, but for the most part I do. So for anyone out there who's leery about counseling or is against it or rolls their eyes, I am with you 100%. I totally get it. Especially if you're a believer in Christ, because sometimes, depending on who you get for a caseworker, you have to question their motives and their values, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. Nothing wrong at all. So anyway, yeah. I'll let you know when that happens and when that's official and how that goes. So if we do move up north, by the way, it wouldn't be till January 1st at the soonest. And I think the latest would probably be June 1st when the school year ends, which would be a nice time, because that would give us plenty of time to save up for another, not nearly as expensive move. Not nearly as expensive, but it's still an expenditure for sure. So anyway, so yeah, Grant's birthday is coming up very soon. We're looking forward to that, of course. The election's going to be fun. It's kind of like Super Bowl, right? It feels like that way this year more than most last couple did, I guess. But anyway, that's going to be an interesting time in this nation's history for sure. Don't want to get into that too much because that can get really depressing, right? And then, middle of November is Graydon's birthday. He'll be turning 13. And I know he would love lots of comments. I know Grant wouldn't mind some, of course, from you folks. So make sure you like and subscribe and comment below. And please share this channel. I remember when we did this not even a year ago with Julie. We were sitting out in the back porch. One of our first videos with Julie. Might have been the first one, actually. Go back and look it up. She's in the rocking chair, my wooden rocking chair, and we're just having a good talk. And she was happy to be a part of it. And she was happy to be not in excruciating pain that day. That was huge. After that video, by the way, I gave her a back rub for 10 minutes, and then she wanted to take a nap, and she did. So that was a good day. That was a New Year's Eve day last year. So that day, I think we had 40 or 60 subscribers. And today, we've lost a few now that she's passed, and people probably see this as pretty boring, and I don't blame you. I'm hoping you're here for much more than product value, because my videos are kind of crappy. And hopefully one day, it could be in a month, it could be in a year. I don't know when it's going to be. I'm not going to promise it. It'll get a little bit better. Okay, so stick with us, please. But done is better than perfect. And that's what I've been taught. Done. Getting this done, getting them out there. The first video, the first 50 videos, whatever, should be nothing compared to the 200th episode. And we'll see. So anyway, we had over 1,100 subscribers. Now we're down to, I think, 1,070. So we've lost 30 or 40. So there's lots of ground to make up. Julie had fantasized about getting 5,000, 10,000, maybe even 25,000 people on this channel. Excuse me. My glasses are falling down, and without my readers, I can't see what I'm doing. She had some pretty big ambitions. We had a GoFundMe that we took down just because it's still there. The GoFundMe, if you want to help out, that'd be lovely. because most of you know I'm not working, and it's not by choice. It's not by choice at all. It's medical. I'm not going to get into that right now. You could look at other videos and support us with loving comments. But I took it down because people were worried that we're too much into a money grab, which we're not, and we took great offense to that. That upset Julie greatly. I know to this day she'd be very bothered by that, very hurt. That's never been the issue. So we just want to be transparent and honest with you folks and let you know what's up and share our lives. And like I've said ad nauseum, this is very cathartic for me to get this out. It's kind of like a video diary, kind of. And again, it's for my kids so they can watch this in 2 years, 10 years. I have congestive heart failure. That's one of the few reasons why my professional doctors do not want me working, even though my ego wants me to work, right? My brain, like, get out there, get off your tush. You got kids to raise, you got kids to support. I get it. No one gets it more than me. So I just so you know that. There's a lot of issues I'm dealing with. I'm on 12 or 13 meds. So anyway, Julie was worried about the quality of life and how much do I have left, let alone her getting diagnosed with a terminal cancer. So the timing couldn't have been worse. And she was very, very well aware of that and felt horrible. And my job was to be funny and lighthearted and cheerleader and a goofball. And we're not professional YouTubers at all. So I'm not going to sit here and cry and really complain about everything and be super sad right in front of her, because I could choke her up real quick with the sentiments and the wit and the charm I have, and that would be horrible. She would not have appreciated that, right? Nor should she. So I've always erred on the side of being a bit of a goofball, and I don't apologize for that. I'm a dad. I try to see the positive things if I can, because naturally I'm pretty negative. So when I can be positive, that's a good day for me, And lately I haven't had a whole lot of reasons to be positive. Life kind of sucks. There's beauty in it, absolutely. There's friendships, there's relationships, 100%. If you don't have that, what do you have, right? So yeah, Graydon's birthday's coming up mid-November, and then Julie's birthday is right after Graydon's, just by a few days. So my love would have been 52 years old this year, and I hate talking about her in past tense. I've noticed I have done it recently, very recently, but usually you'll hear me talk about our boys, not my boys, or I'll do both. And forgive me, I'm working on that. I'm not rushing it, so I'm not really sorry. I'm just sorry in the sense that I could be a bit confusing, I guess, when I do that. And I'm just recently, very recently, knowledgeable. I can't speak. Knowledgeable up to that fact. So yeah, Graydon's been doing really well. He appreciates his school, and tomorrow morning we're getting up bright and early. We're selling something on Facebook Marketplace. Thank goodness. Don't have to, but I want to, so we're going to do that. And then we are going to his middle school, and I get to sit down and hear all his teachers brag about him, about how awesome he is and how he smiles and optimistic and he brings cheer to their lives. And I know I sound like I'm gushing over him, and I know my other boys are every bit that same kind of charm and pleasantries to their teachers, but they're older. They're a bit too cool for school sometimes, whereas Graydon is still very excited to be a part of that whole thing and that school spirit. So I'm looking forward to that. I know their grades are all doing very well, so there's no concern there, and that's good to report. None of them have C's or D's. When I was their age, I had a lot. In fact, that's all I had was D plus, C plus, C plus, D plus, a couple B's, and maybe one A. So I was a different piece of work for my dad to deal with. But in any event, good kids are doing relatively well. Grant and I tonight turned on Julie Flynn Strong. And I went to the older videos where she got to talk. She was here with us. And folks, it was less than a year ago. It was like she was in the room with us. And she had her nails done in this video. Her pretty sexy nails that she'd get done once in a blue moon because we couldn't afford it. And they looked so good on her, so elegant, so sharp. She loved that. She had style. She wasn't tacky. She wasn't gaudy. Beautiful woman. I call her my smoke show. She was. She was. I flirted with my wife up until the day she passed. We were very affectionate. We were very active and loving. And I miss that as much as you might miss the air that you breathe every minute of the day. I miss that. Holding her hand, simple things. When she'd look at me in some of the few videos, she'd look right at me and smile like a smirk, like little things like that drove me wild. I love that about her. So, and I miss it. Any event, sorry about that. So yeah, I'm just trying out this new camera. I'm going to upload the drag about this camera is you have to upload it physically to your laptop and then process it and whatnot versus the good old iPhone. You can do everything from the iPhone and just hit upload and it's nice. So we're trying new things and we're trying to grow and trying to keep myself busy and active. Took the boys to McDonald's yesterday because we had an old gift card I found that had plenty of money on it. So we went and enjoyed $5 meal deal. Not huge McDonald's fans, but we kind of grew up in that, right? So we all had a good time and they all played on their phones and we talked and we chatted and we laughed and simple. But again, it's those little things that are just gold to a parent, you know? It was lovely. So we had a really good time. So anyway, things are going very decent for us, very content. I ache for my wife. I can't even tell you how much I've been dreaming about her nonstop. This last week, the dreams have been horrible. She's been very aloof, very distant. Not mean, but a little curt in my dreams, but no underlining theme, nothing major. It's really weird. So that's been very upsetting to wake up to because you think, well, what would I do? What's your attitude problem? What's going on? Like you know what I mean? Like she's right here. And then you wake up and you can't resolve it because obviously she's not here. That's called pain. And I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So leave in the comments how you're doing. If any of you can relate to cancer, tell us where you're from. We love people from all over the world. I'm going to pray for you. I might not know you. I don't have to love you to send some genuine prayers your way. We're not long for this world, folks. We're not meant for it at all. I'm not even kidding. If the Church of Christ disappears tonight or next week, or maybe sometime in 2029, I don't know. I don't think it'll be in 10 years. It's called a rapture. It's derived from the Greek word harpazo, which is in the Bible. Just because it's not written in the Bible doesn't mean it's not a thing. The Trinity is a thing, and that's not worded in the Bible. So don't come at me with there's no such thing as the rapture. It's real. And like I said, it could happen tonight. It could happen before I finish this video. Israel's a nation. That's the last big, huge prophecy that had to happen. And it did in 1948. And we stand with Israel. Just throwing that out there. We try to love everyone. Not throwing shade on anybody, anyone, anywhere. So we'll be praying for you folks. And, some might say his wife died. The poor guy. Yeah, he loves God, but he's really delving into his faith. What else does he have? Right? It's kind of pathetic. It's like a crutch. No, man. That's not what this is. I was this guy before I met my wife in 2005. Big time. By no means perfect. A sinner like all you all. So it's not about that. But if anything, my faith's gotten stronger. And I give him the glory. People are like, you're so strong. You've been an inspiration. Thank you. That's awesome. But that's God working through me. Like, it's all God. Like, for real. So when I hear that, I just give God the credit and say, thank you, Lord. I never thought anyone would ever say those things to me. Me? No. So I know I was an inspiration to my wife, and I helped her through a lot of negative moments that you all didn't get to see. None of you. Not her family, not her friends. And I know she was a strength for me in a couple ways, intimately and profoundly, that said, Mike, buck up. We were each other's rock because we worship the one rock, the true foundation, which is Christ Himself. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I'm gonna do that for you. Okay, I love you. I'm gonna send prayers for you guys, and probably head to bed here pretty soon because I think it's around 1 a.m. And got a big day coming up on Monday. Big day. Huge, huge day on Monday. Maybe you can guess what it is. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.